Hello my friends, welcome to the start of part 2 of my vlogs for the Murder, She Read Readathon. If you missed part 1, which was the first 2 weeks of the readathon, I'll go ahead and link that in a card up there so that you can go check it out. But I'm back with the second half of the readathon. I'm actually starting this one a little bit late. It's currently Monday, March 21st, which means we have 10 days left of the month and therefore 10 days left of the readathon. And honestly, I'm feeling really good. I finished an episode in the first half of this readathon vlog, and I'm hoping I can finish another one because I've actually already finished 2 books since the last time I talked to you. What? This is insane. I'm feeling very accomplished, and honestly, if I can just read 2 more books in this vlog, I'll be set. I'll be satisfied. Like, I'll be happy with my reading month. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I do already have 2 books to tell you about, so very exciting. So like I said, I did end up finishing 2 books. They were both ARCs, advanced reader copies, of 2 books that pretty recently released, so they are both available, so if they sound interesting to you, you can go and check them out now. The first one was The Depths We'll Go To. This is an anthology that was collected and edited by Alex Silvius. I had several friends who had short stories or poetry published in here, so I definitely knew that I wanted to read it, so thank you to Alex for sending me an ARC of this. Basically, this is an anthology of short stories and poetry all around the theme of water or the ocean. So there's a lot of like sea creatures, a lot of sailing, a lot of different things like that are common motifs in here. Okay, I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I loved a lot of the short stories. I thought they were really good. I've about decided that poetry is just not for me, which is fine. I'm fine with that, but I would love to be one of those people who reads poetry and like it's very intellectual and they understand the deeper meaning behind it. Unfortunately, I'm just not one of those people. A lot of the poetry just like goes over my head. I prefer prose, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Like that's fine. So for me, the short stories were definitely what I enjoyed more out of here, but there were some really good poems too. Like I said, it's all themed around the ocean, so there were like 7 probably different Little Mermaid retellings, which I love because I love that fairy tale, and I love that there were so many different takes on it. Each and every one was really interesting. There were a lot of cool concepts explored, so yeah, I'm giving this one 4 stars and I enjoyed it. As far as the readathon prompts go, I think this is going to fulfill a victim for me, because honestly, like it's too perfect of a prompt for this that I can't not use it. Like, it would feel wrong. I could use it for also a suspect prompt, because there's a suspect prompt for read a book by more than one author, but I think I'm gonna go with the victim. So the victim for this second episode will be a wealthy businessman with a greedy family, because I read a book set near water. Like, every story in here is all about it's by water, it's in water, it's under the water, it's above the water, like there's water everywhere. And the other book that I ended up finishing since I've talked to you last was Then Comes a Drifter by C.M. Bonschbach, and oh my gosh, you guys. You guys, I am obsessed, okay? This is 5 stars. It was so good. Oh my goodness. I fell in love with Claire's writing style last year when I read her Oath of the Outcast duology. I was obsessed with those, and those are like a fantasy, like Celtic type, like medieval fantasy vibes, almost Viking-like, which I know is not Celtic, but just bear with me. That's kind of the vibe of that one. This was completely different and so cool. Basically, this is set in this fantasy world that's very dusty, very dry. There's long stretches of road. One of our main characters, Laramie, is a drifter, which basically means she and her motorcycle just drift between towns. She goes from town to town finding work in exchange for supplies, and just like travels. That's like her whole thing, is that she travels. But at the beginning of the story, she travels across the wrong land and ends up in the territory of a warlord by the name of Rosh, and kind of is trying to figure out what to do now, if she can escape, what kind of thing she's looking at. She kind of meets, befriends, teams up with Jared, who has been in the gangs for a really long time. So it is such an utterly unique story. Like, I don't even know what to compare this to like sell it to you, but there's, you know, motorcycle racing, training, getting stronger in order to be able to escape, and it's so cool. It's so cool. I love Claire's descriptions. I love her writing style. I love her characters. I'm obsessed with everything she writes. I cannot wait for book 2. And I gave this one 5 stars. I'm obsessed with it. It was so good. So for the readathon, I think I'm going to use this one to fulfill my setting prompt, to read a book set in a fantasy world. So my episode is set in Los Angeles. So far we've got our episode setting in Los Angeles and our victim, a wealthy businessman. So who knows what'll be next? I certainly don't. Well, I kind of have an idea. So the book that I'm currently on the way through, currently working on, this one I have from the library, so I have to finish it fairly soon. It's The Outlaws Scarlet and Brown by Jonathan Stroud. You guys have definitely heard me, if you've watched any of my reading vlogs in the past, you've heard me talk about Jonathan Stroud's Lockwood and Company series. I'm obsessed with. I loved it. I finished it last year, and this is his newest release from last year, so I knew I wanted to check it out. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. I'm 100 pages in. I just love Jonathan Stroud's writing style. I really do. I don't 100% know how to describe this because I don't 100% understand what's going on. Like, I understand what's going on, I just don't know what it means yet, I think is more where I'm at. But basically this is in a futuristic UK and post-apocalyptic kind of UK vibes, and so we've got Scarlet, who is an outlaw. She's like living on the outskirts of society, and at the beginning of this book she robs a bank, and as she's running away she finds this overturned bus that clearly there's been like this massive accident and these creatures from the woods have dragged off all the people, so she's going in to like see if she can find anything to steal basically, and she finds a survivor in the bus by the name of Brown. So they've not teamed up, she's just kind of like, I'll get him to the town, the next town over, because he's gonna die out here otherwise, and I don't really care, but like I don't want to deal with another dead body. So she basically like is like, I'll take you to the next town, but then it turns out that he is hiding a lot of secrets and might be more trouble than he's worth. So that's where we're at. There's a lot of secrets, there's a lot of confusion. I just finished chapter 8, but I like the characters a lot. I like the writing style a lot. I am very intrigued to see where this goes. So I will keep you updated with my thoughts on this. So yeah, let's get started with the last 10 days of the readathon. Let's read all the things in the last 10 days. Let's do it. Hello friends, it's been a minute. Things have been a little crazy, and honestly I just haven't really felt up to updating the vlog. But I have actually been reading quite a bit, so we've got some books to catch up on. Let's chat about them. So first up, I finished By the Pricking of My Thumbs, which is an Agatha Christie mystery. This is a Tommy and Tuppence mystery, and this one was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. I've only read one Tommy and Tuppence before now. I had read the first one, The Secret Adversary, and I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked this one better, so we love improvement. I do need to go back and like read the ones between, because this is book 4. That was a mistake on my part, but it's okay. It's a little bit spookier. Basically, Tommy and Tuppence are visiting Tommy's elderly aunt in a nursing home, and some suspicious stuff goes down at the nursing home. and kind of sets them off on a mystery from there. So I enjoyed this one and I gave it 4 stars. And secondly, I finished another arc that's 3 that I've read this month, and I'm feeling very good about that. So Maxine Justice, Galactic Attorney by Daniel Schwabauer was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Thank you to Enclave Publishing for sending this arc my way. I loved it. I loved it. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. This is a very fun story. It's a very funny story as well. This is about a lawyer named Maxine. She has recently started her own law firm after losing her job at the law firm where she worked before. It's like a futuristic, like sci-fi story, by the way. And she basically gets offered a job by these people who are rather odd for her help in getting a contract signed by the UN that these people will give this like miracle working medicine to the world. It'll heal all of humanity's natural problems in exchange for 30% of the world's refined gold. And we go from there. It was very fun. It definitely gave me like Guardians of the Galaxy, The True Meaning of Smeg Day, kind of like funny sci-fi vibes, which I very much enjoy. That's something I am always into, and it was just very humorous. I laughed out loud quite a few times, so I definitely recommend it. I'm giving this one, like I said, 4.5 stars. It was a lot of fun, and it felt really good to get another arc checked off. So let's take a look at our episode currently. So I think for Maxine Justice, I'm going to check off my sidekick prompt. Am I stretching this a little just because I want Seth as my sidekick? Maybe, but not really. So I'm gonna use the prompt read a book recommended by a friend so that Seth will be my sidekick, because I did have a few friends who read early copies of this and recommended it to me, so I'm gonna go with it. It also could count for Amos, but perhaps when I have reached the end of this readathon entirely, like I'm wrapping everything up, maybe I'll just see like how many prompts I could check off with all of the books that I read this month, and we'll just see what happens. But I'm gonna go with recommended by a friend for Maxine Justice officially on my 2nd episode. So yes. And then for By the Pricking of My Thumbs, I'm not really sure. I suppose it could be a book with a hidden identity, because there are a few people who are not exactly who they say they are. Yeah, let's go with that. So for my suspect for this 2nd episode, I am going to say it's an undercover spy, because I am reading a book with an undercover identity. So with that, I believe, if my math checks out, I finished 2 episodes during this readathon. What? That's wild. I didn't expect to do that. I didn't anticipate doing that. But hey, it worked out, right? It worked out. So officially my 2nd episode, I'm calling it here. My 2nd episode is set in Los Angeles because I read Then Comes a Drifter and it's set in a fantasy world. My sidekick is Seth because I read Maxine Justice and that is recommended by a friend. My victim is a wealthy businessman with a greedy family because I read a book set near water, which also kind of works out for the whole LA setting thing. I guess Seth just came with Jess for this. And my suspect is an undercover spy because I read a book with an undercover identity. Dun dun dun. So that's super fun. That's 2 episodes down. Feeling very good. So yeah, that is my update. Currently reading. I think I can finish this before the end of the readathon, The Summer We Forgot. Or rereading, I should say, The Summer We Forgot by Caroline George. I read an arc of this back in November of 2021. It just released last month officially to the world. Look how stunning. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm even more obsessed with it the 2nd time through, honestly. I am annotating it this time through because my physical copy is here, which is very exciting. And because I pre-ordered it, I got a signed book plate. What? It's so exciting. So yes, I will check in with you later. I'm gonna go read some more right now. So today is Monday, and one of the things that I have on my list to do today is to redecorate my shelves. You can't really see from this angle. I have it done like Frozen themed. I did this after I took Christmas down, so in January, and I've been meaning to switch it to spring since March started, but it just hasn't happened yet. So it's happening today. I'm very excited. We're gonna take all of the Frozen vibes down, put up some Tangled / Winnie the Pooh vibes, I think is what I'm gonna go with. I've basically just pulled out everything that has a spring aesthetic and we're just gonna see what happens. So that's the plan for today. Let's do this. Okay, all done. They are officially springed out and I'm feeling very happy about it. I wish I had more like flowers or something maybe, but I'm very happy with it. So, ta-da! Okay, my friends, it is officially time to wrap up the Murder, She Read Readathon. It's bittersweet because I had so much fun and I loved doing it and I loved doing it with all of you, but I'm sad that it's over. I don't want it to end. Definitely make sure, if you haven't already, go and check out Heather and Nina's channels as well. I will link them down below. They were my co-hosts for this readathon. They both have reading vlogs and hauls and all sorts of fun things about this readathon up as well. So if you're interested in more Murder, She Read content, definitely go check them out. And I will also link the hashtag down below. If you click on that, you can see all of the videos that have used that hashtag, and there have been so many of you guys participating and sharing with us all of the reading, and I love to see it. So yes, definitely go check out all the things in the description. I do have one final book to tell you about that I did finish before the month of March was over, and it's The Summer We Forgot by Caroline George. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. I finished this the last day of March, actually, on March 31st. I did, like I said, annotate, so you can see some of my tabs there, and I underlined some of my favorite things, which you saw in an earlier clip. I love this story. I loved it even more the second time, which, considering it's like a mystery, so the fact that I already knew what happened and still loved it as much is the mark of a great story, in my opinion. So I definitely recommend this one if you are in the market for a YA murder mystery. This one follows two main characters, Darby and Morgan. They were best friends for many, many years when they were growing up, but 2 summers before our story begins, they had a falling out and they haven't really talked to each other since then or really worked out what happened or what to do about it. Our story really kicks off when a body is found in a local marsh and it is discovered to be their middle school science teacher who went missing. And here's the kicker: neither Morgan, Darby, or any of their friends remember what happened that summer. Oh! So it's a murder mystery, it's a second chance romance, it's such a perfect summery read. It's definitely a great beach read. It's set here in Florida, so if you're looking for something that's going to give you all the beach vibes and also have some mystery and intrigue, I definitely recommend this one. One book I did not get to finish this month and I'm sad about it was The Outlaw Scarlet and Brown. I did tell you about it earlier in this video. Unfortunately, it had to go back to the library before I could finish it. So I'm definitely gonna be getting it again and actually reading it probably pretty soon. It just, time ran out on me, as it often does with library books. But that being said, I did succeed in reading 9 books this month and I am so very happy about it. I think what I said in my first vlog is true. If I tried to plan my reading, it never goes well, so I didn't really. I just kind of read whatever I felt like this month. I think it worked out pretty well, so Yay. With that, I will officially say farewell to the month of March and to the Murder, She Read Readathon. I'm so sad it's over. Let me know down below what was your favorite book that you read this month, if you participated in the Readathon at all. Definitely let me know if you participated, if you had fun, what your episode turned out to be. I'm so curious. Thank you again to everybody who participated and joined us in reading this month. It was so much fun. So that is it from me for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below for more Disney and bookish magic, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!